Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
It is March 19th. Did you survive the week, Coach?
I did. I got to
Good.
see you.
Oh, I know. Wasn't that
Remember
exciting?
that?
That was so
Remember
exciting.
that one time?
That one time when we got to
Yeah.
see each other and we just
Yeah.
did nothing all
We
day.
did nothing. It was
That was
amazing.
fun. I hadn't
It
done
was.
that in a long time.
Yeah, right.
Long time. Good
Oh my
morning,
goodness.
everybody. It's good to have you with us this morning, this lovely, cold,
It's
snowy
yes.
Tuesday morning.
It's
So
false
I
advertisement out
It
there.
is. I saw this meme that cracked me up. It said, "We sprung forward so much in the time that we went back to winter." It's not even right. It is not
Yeah,
even
it's not.
right.
It's not okay.
You should not tempt us with beautiful weather and then go back to the dumb snow.
Oh yeah.
Unless you do what Colorado did. Their beautiful
Oh
state got like 26 inches of
yeah, they
snow
got
and it was the
dumped.
beautiful stuff.
Yes.
You're going to do that, all right. But not this little teasing snow and freezing stuff that we're getting here in Indiana. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Right.
Good
I actually
morning.
covered my plants.
That's a real
I
thing. That
did.
is,
I did. I usually don't, and they die.
yep.
But I actually covered
Did
most
you?
of them.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So, good
Oh.
morning. We're gonna go to a dark space today.
So exciting.
I woke up this morning to the news and all of these people just gushing over the weight loss show last night done from Queen Oprah.
Hmm.
And oh, Monica, what do you think? Well, we're going to talk about what we thought.
Yeah.
We're going to give our response this morning. We're going to carefully give our response this
Yes.
morning.
We got it all out beforehand.
We did. We had a
So,
shouting match beforehand.
yes.
We got all of our emotions under control.
Yes.
But the motion that I am left with after all of that, soapbox talking that we did as coaches was sadness.
Yes.
I just left that conversation with unbelievable sadness.
I kind of got sick to my stomach.
Yeah, and it wasn't the zinc that you took.
No, it wasn't the zinc I took.
I'm sad. I'm sad because we give our lives to sit with hurting people.
Yeah.
And yes, yesterday in particular, Mondays are my busy coaching day. And we work with clients who are desperate, who are hurting, who have lost their identity, who have been dealing with obesity and dealing with type 2 diabetes and feeling hopeless, and they chose to do it the right way. And sometimes, we get to celebrate with those clients. We get to walk through sadness, but we get to walk through a lot of victories with them. And so to see what we saw last night, a big pharma sponsored show that blames people for their weight, even though they say they're wanting to remove the shame, they're
Yeah.
giving people things like eating disorders and they're giving them false hope. It is heartbreaking. It's exciting for our people because they're doing it the right way. They're healing their bodies. They're healing themselves from addiction, from food addiction, from eating disorders, from diseases of human civilization, as Dr. Barry likes to call it. I'm sad for the people who listened to what they did last night, because it's such a false hope. And it is literally big pharma preying on hurting people.
Yes.
And it makes me sad. It just makes me sad because we know the end game for those people. We know that when they take that shot, that they are lifelong addicted to big pharma, and that if their insurance goes away or they suddenly can't afford this big pharma poison, they're going back to where they were in the first place.
Yeah.
Hopeless. So you're going to hear us talk about this today. We're gonna talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid because you and I have been there.
Mm-hmm.
We have been on the obese side. I was 250 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. I was battling with stroke level blood pressure, and we dug ourselves out of that pit the hard way.
Yes.
And we get to see those things happen with our clients every day. And so we're going to talk about it from the perspective of living this desperation. You and I were so desperate to remove the body fat from our bodies that I it is really, really scary to think about that I might have gone down this big pharma route. I
Right.
cannot look you in the eye and tell you, Monica, you would not have chosen that route if you had an easy way out. And it is an easy way out. And I'm saying that knowing the side effects, knowing the vomiting that's happening, knowing the gallbladder problems that are happening, knowing the stomach paralysis. I understand those things. But to take a shot and not have to deal with the root cause of obesity is the easy way out.
Right.
They're going through hell to get to the easy way out, But so when we wanted to talk about this, we were talking before the show about what attitude were we going to take, and we both decided that, or at least I think I decided, I think you agreed with me, but that we were going to talk about the empathy.
Yes.
Because we understand it. We've been there. We've walked through that dark path. We've walked it. We walked the hard way. We had to deal with addiction. We had to deal with diabetes. We had to do the hard things.
Yes. We had to grieve the things that we...
To grieve.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. There's a lot said about restrictive eating and the health coaches that are mocking restrictive eating and the fact that they don't have to give up these things when they take the shot or, have the intuitive eating program. We don't really fall into that because to heal my body, I had to restrict things. I had to get rid of food addiction. I had to get rid of the drug. I had to get rid of processed foods and sugars. I had to. There is restriction in that. But because I did that and because you did that, you got rid of the root. Obesity is not the root. We're going to say the hard things today.
Yes,
Obesity is not a disease. That is not a popular thing to say these days.
Nope.
Obesity is a symptom of an underlying root problem that people are trying to, it's like cutting off the branches of a weed. That's what dealing with these weight loss shots are. It's like cutting off the branches of a very diseased tree, right?
Yes.
You don't do that. You cut out the root.
Yes.
You cut out the root of the problem. Obesity is a symptom of the actual problem. If you want, we're going to give a lot of resources, and I have to put a little disclaimer. You're going to see me moving away from the camera and looking down at my computer and my keyboard because I want to provide you with resources. I want to provide you. We're not just pulling this stuff out of our head. We have done a lot of research and we've done a lot of digging, and we're going to give you the resources. If you want to study about the causes of obesity and the fact that it is not a disease, look up Dr. Robert Lustig. Dr. Robert Lustig is he's a very, very brave physician who has been willing to deal with the politically correct terms when it comes to weight loss.
The people that spit on him.
Exactly. They literally. Yeah.
Literally.
If you want to dig into the biology and the science behind obesity, study this man's work and how he talks about obesity not being a disease. It's really intense. And so you're going to see me looking at my computer. I'm not looking away from the show. I just want to provide you with resources so that you can study this stuff for yourself. We want to empower you with tools because we know some of the people today are listening are so desperate to lose body fat that they are willing to do anything for it. They're willing to go to work with a toothbrush because they are vomiting all day. I watch this stuff play out in live with these Facebook support groups of people who are addicted, who are on this and have chosen this medication route, taking toothbrushes to work because they're vomiting all day. Right. People that are losing their teeth because of the vomit, because of the acid that they're throwing up. Basically, what we're doing is we are creating a pathway to eating disorders through big pharma. So we're going to talk about it today. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. We're not afraid to answer and talk about the hard things. But Darcy, what was your thoughts as you watched last night this big pharma cash cow bringing in the dough for all of these big pharma companies? What were your thoughts?
Well, for me, it wasn't necessarily that at first. Like
Mm-hmm.
I saw these people like genuinely talking about what the roots of obesity, the feelings of obesity,
Mm-hmm.
they were pinpointing those really specific words that we generally feel, like Monica was saying, like when we are in that state of desperation, when we are feeling defeated, when we've tried almost everything. So it comes down to uh as I was listening, I was on board for a minute because they had some dietitians on there, some obesity doctors on there. um and I was like, yeah, he was saying all the right things, but then he was talking about how um diabetes is a disease. I'm like, okay, well, it's a part of a disease
No, you mean
because
obesity.
obesity,
Obesity
yeah,
is a disease, right?
obesity is a part of a disease. It is not the disease. It is
Mm-hmm.
a part of it. And so then I was starting to like, okay, I see this. And then they brought on, a young girl that has been obese since she was 3 and struggled. And the emotions that she brought up
Yeah.
it just got me in the ticker. Like
Yeah.
I totally could relate with that. I have never personally been, a well, I've been called fat when I
Mm-hmm.
was overweight by skinny people that were just crude,
Yeah.
but she had dealt with that all the time. So she has this emotional trauma
Mm-hmm.
from this. Before, she didn't know she was overweight until the girls in her and in her grade
Yeah.
were picking on her. And yes, there's a struggle. There's a struggle, but I don't know. This one it's really
It,
overwhelming.
that's how
Uh,
they work. They get you in the feels. They
yes,
get you because there. I think the statistics now are 54% of Americans are obese.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they see this as a massive cash cow. And the link that I just posted, where it says "follow the money," that's where we have to start, whether you
yes,
like it or not. We have to disclose, and shame on them for not disclosing how much money they are making by doing a show like this.
right.
You have this is the most massive MLM marketing scheme, Ponzi scheme that I have ever seen in my life. I mean, you and I
Right.
were part of MLM companies before
Yeah.
we actually found the root of our problem and we healed ourselves of food addiction
Yeah.
and obesity, right? We
Yes.
healed ourselves of these things. And you and I were a part of this MLM strategy. This is what this is on a massive government funded
Right.
level.
Yes.
Because they know that America is dealing with these obesity problems. It says on this link that I posted here, the maker of Wegovy and Ozempic showers money on U.S. obesity doctors. Drug maker, this is where the root of it is, drug maker Novo Nordisk paid U.S. medical professions at least $25.8 million over a decade in fees and expenses related to its weight loss drugs, a Reuters analysis found. It concentrated that money on an elite group of obesity specialists who advocate giving its powerful, expensive drugs to tens of millions of Americans.
Yeah.
So they are funding the pockets of these doctors who will come on an Oprah show like this and say, we have the answer for you. We're going to
Yes.
mask your problem. We're going to heal you. They have created lifelong dependency on this drug. This is a cash cow for Big Pharma.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for saying it.
And we understand this with being a part of the MLM, and we understand that it's our job being a part of this MLM to not only take the product, but to promote that like it's the best thing in the world. And that is exactly what these doctors are doing. Like this dietitian that was on that show last night knows the root causes of obesity. He knows this. Before they even went into about that they were talking about this shot, they talked about processed food, the changes in what our food does to our bodies, all of these things. This book right here,
like the Dorito effect.
The Dorito effect. They know what it is, but they're gonna push all that aside and say that the fix is actually in the shot.
Yeah,
because the money speaks. And I'm learning through this book here that money speaks for anybody. And it always has. It's nothing new
this
under
is nothing
the sun.
New. Nothing new. But it is the most dangerous to me because they're playing on desperation.
Yes, on your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what it's like to live in an obese body for 25 years. We get it. Yeah. I was so desperate, I probably would have taken this route. I probably would have said, okay, it may give me thyroid cancer. It may make me have to have my gallbladder removed. I was that desperate.
Oh, but Monica, they're just going to say, it's worth the gamble. It's only 10%.
Yes. It's like Russian roulette with your entire life.
Yes. And you might get it, you might not, but you might as well take the chance of saying that you're not going to get it.
Oh, and if you do lose access to your stomach because you have gastroparesis, you were just on the wrong medication. That's what they were saying last night. Oh, you just chose the wrong one.
Did you try the right one? How do you know?
What did that woman say? She was like vomiting and she was dying. Yes. And what was it, Oprah that asked her, well, you might have chosen the wrong one. Why don't you try a new one?
No, it was actually the person who's trying to sell you the shot. Like it was the
doctor.
The doctor that was saying, well, we don't, then you probably weren't taking the right one. Well, here's the thing. Here's one thing. I'm going to get on this soapbox. I know we weren't getting on soapbox.
We're trying to stay off of it.
Really trying. The fact is, and I've had eyewitness to this, is that these doctors that are giving the ability to prescribe these shots to people are not making sure that these people don't have any genes for any type of thyroid cancer or that they're just giving it.
It's telemarketing
because they want you to feel good because you're losing weight.
Yes.
While you're feeling sick, but they're like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, if this one's not working, try this one. But you can't afford this one because it's not a part of your insurance or you don't have a coupon for that.
You don't have $1,300 a month. So let's give you this medication created in a lab. Let's give you this. Yeah. It's telehealth now. They don't even have to go see these physicians. The doctors don't know any of their health problems. They don't know any of their thyroid problems. And they don't read the black box warning that says within 2 years, this will cause thyroid cancer. They don't read that to them. This article goes on to say, Novo, which is the drug maker, tells its investors its target market is the $764 million. I said that Freudian slip there. Yeah. People with obesity across the globe. Its most lucrative region is the United States, where more than 2/3 of adults are overweight or have obesity. Drugs frequently commanded the highest prices in the world. Novo charges U.S. customers $1,300 a month for its weekly injection. It knows where the target market is. It knows that America does not ban processed foods that should be banned in our country, that are banned in most, which is why you go to Italy and you don't have an obesity problem because we put crap in our food. Yes. We have a processed food addiction here. What's the first thing we do with our clients? When we have a client come to us out of desperation, what is the first thing we do with them?
Well, we put them on a detox.
We remove the drug.
We remove it.
Yes. When you remove the drug, when you remove sugar and processed foods, you have a natural GLP-1 impact on your body, and your body does exactly what those drugs are doing medically.
Yes.
Chemically, let me say. Yes. I don't even want to say medically.
No.
You have the same thing happen to your body. You lose the food noise when you remove the drug because the drug is no longer speaking for you. It is your body that's saying, I can't even hear you. Right? First thing we do with our clients is we remove the drug. Now, that's not a beautiful process.
No.
By day 3, we are talking our clients have night sweats.
Yes.
We have physical detox symptoms. We don't have that because we're with the drug companies because we're going to mask that. Yes. And we're going to remove that.
That's exactly what these shots are. It's not curing obesity.
No.
Because you will always have those addictions in your mind. You will always be addicted to the processed foods, the sugars. That is not going to go away until you work hard at making it go away.
Write this quote down. If you're listening to us, write this quote down because I am praying that this haunts people to no end, for them to heal in a healthy way. It says you cannot drug your way out of a food problem. Mic drop. Dr. Robert Lustig created that quote. You cannot drug your way out of a food problem.
Right.
You can mask it. You cannot drug your way out. So what these drug companies are doing is they are creating, it is the most, I'm a capitalist. Okay. You know I'm stepping away from the soapbox, but then I jump right back on. I'm a capitalist. I don't know.
You're leaping through the screen, girl.
I believe in capitalism. I believe in creating a wonderful life for yourself. But what this is an abuse of power. It is a brilliant capitalistic blueprint.
Yeah.
If I was pro drug, this is the most brilliant scheme, marketing capitalistic scheme that I have ever seen in my life, because they know that there are 764 million people with obesity in America. I'm going to capitalize to them. I am going to create. Sorry, am I talking too loud?
No, I can't hear you.
I'm going to create a lifetime dependency on a drug. Brilliant. $1,300 a month for a little bit, until the marketing people get a hold of that one and realize that they have created an addiction problem, and these people will never get off of it. Brilliant.
It started in the 1970s when they, actually started in the 1950s when they saw the need for quick and convenient foods.
Yeah.
But then in the 1970s, they started to experiment with these addictive materials, chemicals that they put in our foods.
Yeah.
That's why, I loved our conversation beforehand, and we're like, we have sugar addiction, but I believe that we have definitely a processed food addiction.
Yeah.
And, we were also talking about the show that we're kind of addicted to about My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah.
And the way that Dr. Now goes about it.
Yeah.
And for me, when I watch those shows, it helps you go through the whole cycle of the feelings and the things that they're going through, the person that's trying to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And, one of our clients made a comment about, you are either going to be committed or you're going to be interested. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that go through these diets are not necessarily committed. They are just interested.
Yeah.
And because they truly don't want to give up the processed food. They don't want to give up the sugars because they're so addicted to it.
Yeah.
It is a norm here in America.
Yeah.
It's not the norm overseas, y'all.
It's not. No, and that's one of the things Oprah was saying last night was she was tired of doing the diet circle. Well, Oprah is an untreated food addict. Yeah. She never treated the root of her problem. She treated the symptoms. She talked about her shakes, her liquid diets, all of these things. She didn't talk about dealing with the root of her problem, which was food addiction.
Yes.
Her processed food addiction, her sugar addiction, her carb, but she didn't talk about that. And what you said is we're missing the consistency. You can do anything for a little bit of time, and those people are just interested in it. They're not committed.
Right. There's not that willpower.
No.
That willpower. He's not very supportive.
No. No, he's not.
As much as we want to depend on willpower, we can't depend on will.
No, we cannot depend on will.
No, we can't.
No. So what these people are doing, they are preying off of the 767 million people who are obese and who are desperate. They're preying off of them. They are seeking emotions. They know exactly. This is, like I said, it's the most brilliant marketing strategy I have ever seen. Creating people who are now lifelong medicated people who will who, if they get off of this medicine, the weight comes raging back double time because they've been starving themselves.
Yes.
We're not talking about natural healing. We're not talking about the root of the disease because that doesn't make money. You've never heard of broccoli being in the back pocket of these physicians. You do hear about these drug companies sifting money. Novo spent $25.8 million the last decade directly to medical professionals. Of course, they're going to say whatever they want.
Yeah.
They're creating little armies within these medical fields of which they're not responsible for the side effects because of the black box warnings.
The medical doctors is exactly what that is. Like, they don't go through nutrition classes. That's not what they're going to be a doctor for. They're medical doctors, medicine. That is what it is.
Exactly.
So if you're going to a doctor to give you health advice about, well, how should I eat? Well, they're going to give you a pill first. Because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Even going to some nutritionists, we're seeing how those people are
they've been bought as well. Because it's easier to give a pill than it is to spend hours with a client. You and I wrestle for hours every day with clients who are dealing with demons, who are dealing with dark spaces in their life. It takes hours to do that.
Right.
Doctors have 10 minutes with you. They don't have time to mess with that.
Well, going back to Dr. Now, like that show, you see the battle going on in these people that are over 600 pounds. They're trying to lose the weight. And he gives them a simple diet. He says, follow this simple diet. And they can't do it.
They can't.
No. And so he's dealing with them coming back to them every single time. Well, why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
Well, because I was doing good. I thought I was doing good.
Yeah.
But yet they're still consuming the foods that they ate beforehand. They would have lost the weight had they followed what the doctor was saying.
Listen
but you
to
can
this.
see... hold on. I just want to say, you can see the emotions that are not only coming from the patient, but also the frustration from Dr. Now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And thank goodness he is brave enough to tell him the truth.
Right.
I don't know if Dr. Now will eventually fall for this weight loss scheme or not. I don't know. It's the easier way. Absolutely. It's the easier way. Listen to this quote. Overall, at least 57 U.S. physicians each accepted at least $100,000 from Novo in payments associated with Wegovy or Saxenda over the period. They were an influential group. 41 were obesity specialists who run weight management clinics, work at academic hospitals, and write obesity treatment guidelines or hold top positions at medical societies, according to Reuters. Another speaker at the Cambridge conference was Dr. Donna Ryan, a Louisiana researcher and former president of the Obesity Society, a prominent group of clinicians and researchers. She has accepted more than $1 million from Novo over the last decade, including $600,691 related to Wegovy and Saxenda. Physicians have been bought and paid for by these drug companies.
Yet, these people that are on this medication can't even afford to buy this medication.
Tell the story of the post that we made a couple of months back. We're going to find that. We're going to post it
somewhere in here. Where it was about a guy that went on this medication, and I think he had it through a coupon. I could be wrong with that, but I think it started as a coupon. And when the coupon ran out, then he was seeing the results and knowing like, oh, I need to still lose. I can't get off of this. And he started taking money out of his children's college fund. I feel like there was even maybe a second mortgage was happening because of trying to pay for this. And it makes me think like, was that even worth it? We are so far in debt as a society anyway that we can't afford to pay for this.
And they know it. Oprah is laughing her way to the bank this morning and hurting so many people after what happened last night. And hear this from our hearts, because we work with hurt. We work with broken women every day. We work with broken men every day. So we hear firsthand the hurt that they were talking about. That part of their story was no lie.
No lie.
No lie at all.
Nope.
They dug into the emotions of so many millions of people last night. But the problem was we're dealing with the wrong root. We are cutting off a symptom. And yes, people are losing weight. You lose weight with starving yourself. Yeah. You do. It's a fact.
And as they triggered those words of defeat, hopelessness, not blaming yourself for the disease that you have, they were also opening the window of giving you an excuse.
Yes.
That one's a hard one to swallow.
It is hard.
Because it can be an excuse to be like, oh, yeah, well, I guess, I'm part of the majority that's obese. Like, so I'm not broken.
Right.
And the fact is that we all that fit in that bracket, we are slightly broken, not because of the fact that we are obese, but because we're sucked into this world of what's the word I'm looking for?
Excuses.
Yes, we're being sucked into the
Yeah.
world of excuses of why we
Yeah.
can't do the hard things.
Obesity kills. If you look at, and the problem is people are such instant gratification people. When I was told that I had prediabetes, when I was told, in fact, my vision started to become impaired, I started to see the spots. It didn't mean anything to me because there was a pill for that. What we don't understand is when we have insulin resistance, when we have that underlying cause of prediabetes, it is a killer. It is a silent killer because we don't know we have a problem until we're at the physician's office and he says, I have to cut your leg off. I have to cut your foot off. Then we know, okay, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. I don't know why those balloons just went off. I don't know what just happened.
What is this? Do this again because you're doing this. I don't know.
Oh my word.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Talk about, maybe that was a celebratory statement. I don't know.
I don't know what just happened, but there were balloons that were just released in the room. But we are, when we have insulin resistance, that happens 10 years before our diagnosis. When we get to the pre-diabetic stage, then what we do is we're just handed some insulin. We're just handed a metformin. We're handed, something to mask the symptoms. And again, we mute it. We don't deal with the root. We don't heal the cause until it's too late, till we've lost our eyesight because the capillaries in our eye have exploded, or we lose our foot because of diabetes. We don't care about these warning signs at the doctor's office until it's too late, until we've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. We don't care about that because we have a doctor that will fix the symptoms with a pill. He's not fixing the root and he's not healing us. He is giving us sick care, not well care. Right. And that's the problem. And that's what happened yesterday is Oprah released a bunch of people from responsibilities of having to fix what is currently wrong with them. What is wrong with them? Not to mention, they're removing the drugs for the people that actually have the type 2 diabetes.
Right.
That's another.
So my question is, if this was the answer to all, the answer to the obesity, for one, why does it have to cost so much? Right. 2, why is pharma getting richer? Mm-hmm. And 3, why are they've combined the things that can naturally produce, like we can naturally find out in nature to create our own GLP-1 in our own body. Why is it that people are making money off this if they want to? I don't even know how to finish my question. If they want to,
because you don't
make this the fix for people with obesity.
You don't make money by telling people to not eat sugar. You don't eat money. Did you know if you remove your drug, if you remove processed foods and you remove sugar, you have the same impact to your body as those medications. Right. It silences the food noise. Give me 90 days with you. We will tell you how this silences the food noise. But by removing sugar does not pad the pockets of these people who are on there promoting that last night.
And the want. There's that thing. If you're not interested, you're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. No.
If you're not interested in having the change of going outside of your norm, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you go to any sort of specialist that, even diabetes specialist.
Yeah.
People like
get me started on diabetes.
Bariatric specialist.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that association.
No.
If you're not interested, you're not going to do it.
You're not.
Period.
No. So and we can tell within the first couple sessions with our clients, the ones who are wanting to heal their bodies and the ones who want who are not,
just want to get in their swimsuit.
They just want to get in their swimsuit. They're not committed. We can tell that, and we can know. And it's very sad for us because we do know the victory stories that we have. We do know, what happens when you heal the root, when you don't medicate, obesity, when you treat it. We know what happens, and so. Yeah, it is absolutely. This is about the bottom dollar and the false hope that it is selling people. It is so devastatingly sad.
Because it's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
It is. And people will say, oh, Monica, it's not easy because I'm throwing up all day. It's not easy because, we are still having to make the lifestyle changes. No, you're not. Unless you've gotten rid of the drug, you're not working on the lifestyle changes.
Yeah. It's not the root.
Yeah.
So, Coach, we're kind of slightly over, but that's fine.
We are.
Let's talk about more of the natural ways. Like if you are somebody who is, just been on the teeter, like you are one where you are hopeless, you are defeated, you are in a desperate mode of like, I am willing to probably try this. I just haven't taken the leap yet.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the things that would possibly help somebody that's in that state?
Yeah.
Of mind.
Yeah.
So the natural forms or even lifestyle change.
Right. So there are two sides of this coin that we need to speak to. And one of them is the people who have chosen to do it the hard way, the people who are like, the weight loss shot is not an option for me, but I'm desperate. So there are those people. Then there are also the people who have fallen prey to those, to the big pharma and who are desperately scared to death to get off of this drug because they did lose the weight. How did they heal their bodies and come out of this hole that Big Pharma has created for them? And how do they do it without going backwards and gaining their weight back? What do they do? Right?
Right.
And so there's two people. So the first set of people are people who are like, please tell me how to do this the natural way. I'm desperate. I'm willing to do anything you say. For those people, it's going to take probably a 90-day, minimum 90-day detox. And that is just to get you off of the processed foods and off of the sugar and off of the carbs. And when we say carbohydrates, we're talking about the starches. We're talking about processed foods, sugar, and the salty stuff as well. We're not just talking about a donut. A lot of people are like, I don't have problems with donuts, or I don't have problems with sweets. My nemesis is the salt, and it's the pastas, and it's those kinds of things. And so for you, it is a 90-day process, and there are specific steps that we take you through. Not just removing the drug, but setting your family up for success, getting your mindset ready, getting your family ready, getting your coworkers ready for your lifestyle changes. Because in 90% of our cases, every processed food addict has an enabler. And you can see that on the 600-Pound Life. Every one of them has an enabler. Some of those people can't even walk, and they are getting fed all of this food, right?
Yes.
So it is a 90-day process to get you off of the drug. And then it's teaching you how to rebuild. It's teaching you how to work on the macros, how to work on food addictions, so we have a separate food addiction treatment center with KM Health Coaching just for those people alone. The problem is that is a very full industry for us. It's a very full program, I should say. It is bursting at the seams. But the other side of our practice, where we're dealing with weight loss and we're dealing with normal weight loss, 80% of those people are food addicts that belong over here.
Yeah.
They're just not wanting to do the deep dive and the deep hard work. But then the other people, for the people who are on the weight loss shot, who are like, I am desperate to not put this weight back, we have to have them for a minimum of 4 months, because what we're doing is we're working with the doctors to reduce the medication. We're working with the calories to bring it up to a livable calorie intake, over 800 calories. That 800 calories is what these people can eat. They're starving themselves.
Yeah.
The malnourishment that is happening with these drugs. Where are the people who are outraged by it? I don't get it. I totally don't get it. So we've got to strategically bring your caloric intake up by a reverse diet. And it takes a minimum of 4 months to do that. It is possible for you to heal from a GLP-1 abuse. It is completely possible. We give you a natural GLP-1. Did you know that there's natural GLP-1s? Allulose is one. Yeah. Allulose, we've got a podcast coming up here in the next couple of weeks on the impact of GLP-1 and how you can bring in natural GLP-1. Akkermansia, that is an unspoken, powerful probiotic that does the same thing as this medicated form. You have to talk about this. So I don't go into the tinfoil hat things unless, publicly, but when you sent me this link this morning, you have to just touch on it. It is almost humorous. And I'm like, okay, Darcy, this is tinfoil hat stuff. We're not talking about. No, this is actually science.
So we're bringing it up, huh?
You can touch on it, but it's hilarious.
Just a little bit.
It's hilarious,
right?
I wouldn't have believed
Are we talking about because we sent a lot of.
We're talking about the lizard.
Okay. Thank you for letting me on this.
Crazy.
Okay, so
crazy.
I wanted to know what ingredients they use for this GLP-1, right?
Yeah.
So what I looked up, and I didn't even think about it, but the first question that somebody else had asked is there venom in this GLP-1? And the facts is that
this came from the Business Insider, by the way. This is not tinfoil hat stuff.
This is not, yeah. So, and there were several articles, other places.
Oh, there was other ones besides.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm putting the one that you put in our notes.
Yeah, this one's not the only one. I always like to check to see if this is like legit or if this was just somebody who made it up. But they use the venom of I think it's a Gila monster lizard, which is found in America, and it is the most venomous lizard that we have, I believe. And what they're doing is that they are taking these hormones from this lizard in the venom. I believe it's because there's hormones in this venom or something like that. I was reading that, so go read the article.
I just posted the article.
They put this in the shot you're taking or about to take. And my thought was, I'm like, where are my animal activists?
Taking the drug.
Like the abuse of that, that they're not just finding these lizards out in the wild and like collecting their venom and then letting them be free. There is clearly a place where they keep these lizards in captivity to create, because the demand of this shot is so high that they cannot keep up with the process of this. Yeah. So if they're like, what is happening to these poor little lizards? I just want you to dive deep into that and find
this is just for the funsies of the show, right?
Yes.
I thought for sure you were sending me some crazy Inquirer. You know how our dad used to work at a place that this is a fun fact because we gotta laugh on the show, otherwise we'll cry. But remember, he used to work at the Inquirer. They used to make these Inquirer magazines, with the crazy double-headed. He would come to us and he'd be like, "Did you know that this happened?" He was reading it as news.
He was reading the product.
The Inquirer as news, and I thought, certainly that's what you're sending me. No, this is the Business Insider.
No, where else are they getting these products? Yes, I think berberine is in this product, which is known to be amazing. It's a yellow root. I read about what berberine is.
Amazing.
It is a yellow root and that's something that you can take naturally.
Yeah,
as I think it's great for your blood. Right?
It gets rid of inflammation. Berberine is amazing. I take it every day. 1,000 milligrams.
It's a super natural, amazing root.
Yeah.
You can find these things in nature, but where are we taking like our natural like little lizards and keeping them captive? That's
just the humorous part of the show. The humorous part for people like Oprah and Big Pharma is they are laughing their way to the bank. Can you imagine the stats? Okay, so earlier in the show I posted, we did our own little fun fact on the people that were on the show. We're encouraging you, go look those people up and how much they make. But here's the thing.
All this is findable.
It's findable. I posted the link. You go do your research on who was on Oprah's show last night and how much money they're making. But the problem is they only have it until 2018, 2021. So they were already making all of this money even before. Can you imagine how much they're laughing themselves to the bank right now?
Well, because their backup was, the shot was created and released in 2008. So they've got 20 years under their belt.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, why is it? This is my other question. Why is it that all of a sudden this thing shot up from 2000? I don't remember looking. I think your chart said it was like 2021. It shot up.
Yeah.
And here's my last thing about animals. I'm going to say this one too because we're saying things about animals. Is the fact that what makes a cow plump? It's not the grass that they eat.
Nope.
Right? It's not the grass that keeps these animals or these cows fat. It's the grains that the farmers feed these cows at a certain time in their life, that plumps them up and gets them fat. What do you think they're doing to America?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm done. I'm off.
That's true.
I'm off my soapbox.
That's true. There's a reason why grass-fed beef is so expensive, and why feeding them grain suddenly plumps them up.
Yeah.
Guys, it's really sad, and my heart breaks for desperate people. We were that. I remember what it felt like to carry an extra 120 pounds on my body. I remember my biggest, besides like the airplanes, I mean, every time I go through a former trigger situation, I relive my obesity days. Airplanes being one of them, having to ask for an extra seatbelt. But my biggest trigger is seeing when I go into a banquet room or a wedding or some place with those little
tiny
wooden seats.
Yeah.
I remember what it was like to sit very carefully, because we had no other place to sit. I had to go to the weddings. I had to go to, to these events. I remember sitting so carefully and holding my butt up the entire ceremony because I was worried that this was going to be the event that I broke one of those seats.
Because there is somebody out in this world that has experienced that, where they have actually broke that tiny little chair.
Yeah.
And that the feelings that you get after that, the embarrassment.
It is a physical feeling. It is a physical desperation of I have to stop, but I can't stop because I am so addicted to the processed foods, to the sugars, to the salts, to the starches. I'm so addicted. I have no hope.
Right.
We were there. Go check our website out. Go see the pictures for yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of you have not met Coach Darcy and myself, and you have not seen our before pictures. What you're seeing now is a year's worth of hard work, not only getting rid of those foods, but dealing with the deep-rooted addiction to those foods.
Yeah.
You see what we look like now. You don't see what we felt before, and we understand.
Yes. And since you talked about the feelings that you felt before, I'm going to talk about the feelings that you feel after.
Oh my gosh.
Because
probably
for
make me cry.
I remember the feeling of freedom, of knowing that now you're going to make me cry. Why are we so emotional? Knowing that there is the possibility of eating food and not necessarily being afraid of what you are eating.
Not being afraid of food.
To cause you to gain weight or cause you to feel swollen and unmovable or inflamed every single day. You don't have to hurt.
No.
The feelings that you get, that I can now be a youth group leader and be proud of myself for being an adolescent-minded person.
You have energy.
To have this energy to be with them.
Yeah.
To be able to go outside and play catch with your kids. Those are the feelings that are not masked.
No.
Those are real feelings.
No.
Based on those that feeling of freedom.
Yeah. Freedom explains all of it. And it is not easy. None of what we did was easy. None of it. It was the hardest thing to wrestle with the addiction and to wrestle with, I have to say no. There is no free feeding anymore. That's hard work.
Yeah.
But the feeling of how I feel of not being worried any longer, of breaking a chair, of sitting in the middle seat, of going to the movie theater, of even getting out of bed, getting on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And those are just the physical weight issues. There is no feeling to going to the doctor now, putting out my arm and saying, "Doc, take my blood pressure. I don't care because I'm not at risk of a stroke today." Or going to the doctor and having her not nag me about, "Monica, your sugar numbers, we are really concerned that you could end up in a diabetic coma. We are concerned." So the inside healing that has happened through all of these things, you can't compare it.
Right.
Freedom is the word that encapsulates both the size and the healing on the inside. Yeah. If you are there, we want you to understand there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. And you mentioned shortcuts to any of those people on the medication. They're like, there's no shortcut. We're having to deal with throw up. We're not talking about that.
No.
There is no shortcut to being healed and free from processed food addiction. It's hard. Yeah. You got to want it, and you got to want it bad. You got to want it enough to say, you know what? Hell or high water, I am not putting that drug in my mouth anymore.
You are not breaking a promise to yourself anymore.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing.
That's what Oprah talked about last night. Broken promises.
Broken promises.
Mm-hmm.
You are breaking promises to yourself because it's so easy to break promises to yourself. Mm-hmm. But if somebody else were to ask for you to promise to do something for them, you would go through all the mountains and the valleys for that.
You would.
So you did not break a promise, but you cannot keep a promise to yourself.
To yourself. Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Guys, healing is possible. We are living proof. We did it naturally.
Yeah.
And I feel sad that I have to even say that now, because when we went through our weight loss process, it was a big deal to say, hey, I'm Coach Monica. I lost 120 pounds. Now people are like, well, did you take a shot? Now we have to actually explain, no, actually, we believe in natural weight loss. We believe in healing addiction. We believe in healing the root of the problem. Guys, you don't medicate obesity. You treat the root.
Yeah.
You treat the root. When you treat the root, then it's lifetime. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars anymore.
Yeah.
Ever. We didn't have to spend to begin with, right? We don't have to spend thousands of dollars to keep this weight off. You can keep the weight off naturally. And there's hope. There's healing.
Yeah. And your bodies can do it.
Don't
by
fall
itself.
for another MLM company. Don't.
Right.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact definition of a Ponzi scheme. I read up on it this morning, and I'm like, you know what? This is a big scheme, and it's trapping people. So today we typically take a commercial break. We are gonna take a small commercial break now, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna wrap up the show within just a couple of minutes. But we want you to know how you can get help. Visit our website, create a free health consultation with us so that we can talk you through how to do this thing naturally. But we're gonna hit this commercial. We're gonna come and we're gonna close it up. We're gonna wrap it up in one big bow, and then we will be out of here within 9 minutes here. So we'll be right back. Are you tired of those pounds that just won't come off? Are you ready for a real change? Dive into KM Health Coaching's signature weight loss program and start transforming your relationship with food and your body today. In just 3 months, you can shed those stubborn pounds and break free from emotional eating. With personalized coaching, a supportive community, and our breakthrough technology, you're set for success. Imagine weekly sessions tailored just for you. A group system where you can grow together, and technology that tracks every triumph. It's all here at KM Health Coaching. Now, exclusively for Beyond the Scale listeners, use code Beyond the Scale for $25 off. Start your journey to healing and happiness right now. Visit us, use the code Beyond the Scale, and embark on your wellness journey with KM Health Coaching's signature weight loss program. Your new beginning starts right now. All right. So what's the difference between, say, a lot of people say, well, Monica, you do this for a living. And yeah, we do it for a living. Our goal when we work with a client is to fire them. Mm-hmm. Our goal, our number one goal. In fact, there's a lot of health coaches out there to choose from that will set your macros and tell you what to eat. They will give you meal plans, and that is also what we believe is another form of dependency on a weight loss coach, right? Yeah. Our goal, our passion, our one and only passion when we sit with a client is to give them the tools that they will never need our services again. And what we hope that will happen is that their lives will be so changed that they will come back and actually help people do the same, and they'll coach for us, right?
Right.
And so our goal, one and only goal, if you come into our program and you're like, Monica, I need you back, of course we're going to take you back, but our goal is to have you never need our services again. I want to fire you. I want you to be so successful that you will get that weight off, that you will reverse your type 2 diabetes, that you will do the things enough that you will never need our services again. So our goal is to empower you with the how.
Yeah.
We realize the stress and the that life happens. We've had clients who have come back and said, Monica, life happened to me. I lost a spouse. I gained some of the weight back. Will you help give me kind of a recharge? We've done that before, but our goal, one and only goal, is for you to never need us again.
Yes.
That's why we call it real life coaching. Real life keto is what we call it.
Yes. And our most successful clients are the ones that trust us and are able to do the things.
Yeah.
And
I have a client. Can I tell a story? I have a client. I think she's actually watching. So I hope this isn't a HIPAA violation. But I have a client who was on a very, very low calorie. She was actually keto for years. And she had gotten to the point where she was very, very low calorie, way too low. She wasn't losing weight anymore. So I'm like, do you trust me? She said, Monica, I'm with you long term. I'm going to do everything you say. I said, no. I want to know, are you going to trust me? Mm-hmm. She's like, I'll do whatever you say. I said, okay, we're going on a reverse diet. We're going to take you from massively low calories. We're going to take you to about 2,000 calories. Do you trust me? She's like, I don't want to, but yes, I trust you. We have taken those calories. We are up at a very, very high level right now. And the entire time, my goal for reverse diet clients is that they just maintain their weight. That's my goal for them, right? This person has lost weight every single week.
Like, it happens.
Yeah. So it was a hard show, and we're gonna continue to break that show down. We just felt like you needed our response. We needed our response. We are here to help you. If you have been on this medication and you are trapped in the fact that you can never get off of it again, please contact us. We have a GLP-1 recovery program. We can fix you. You are not broken. Your metabolism is broken right now, but it is fixable. It's going to take about 4 months. So if you are one of those who fell prey to big pharma, you're not broken. You did not. I would have done it. I would have done it. So you are no different than me. Thankfully, they didn't have it when I was there. I'm so thankful for that.
You tried other things.
I did. I tried laxatives. I tried shakes. I tried lemon. I think there was a lemon diet, grapefruit diet. I've tried them all.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to break this down some more as time goes on. This was a 100% soapbox show, but it was 100%. Please research. Please understand what you're getting into before you jump ship and before you take the easy way out. And yes, it is the easy way out.
Yeah. And
I can't even put those things together because as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm seeing all of these people throwing up and sicker than dogs. I'm like, easy way out? Easy way out?
Well, one more thing. I know that we're supposed to leave, but I wanted to just say, the whole thing with the whole muscle loss with this thing. And we've said it before, because this was another thing that was mentioned last night of that, what Oprah does to make sure that she is hiking every single day. And so she's doing all these extra eating. I don't even know. I think there was something about her eating better. I don't even know. Mm-hmm. But just the fact that not everybody's going to have the feeling to want to go and work out to keep those muscles. If you're vomiting every single day, if you're doing all those things, that
if you're eating 800 calories,
if you're eating 800 calories, there's no way you're going to have the energy. There's no way you're going to have the clarity in your mind. There's no way that you're going to be able to keep those muscles that you have. And let me tell you, anybody that is a gym rat knows how difficult it is to maintain those muscles.
Well, and if menopause is knocking on your door,
we won't even go there. So this is a to be continued show.
To be continued, because we don't believe in soapboxes in this
never
in this room.
Go look this stuff up for yourself. Any research. This is all findable.
We have put some introduction. If you missed part of our show, please go back and rewatch it, and please share this to your family and friends. I have had so many people say, Monica, my sister just chose this drug and I'm scared to death for her. Mm-hmm. If you have those people in your lives, share this. And also go back in the comment section. We have dropped all of those resources. Please do the research for yourself. There is a video that we posted way at the beginning of this that tells you how to find the financial status of each one of these doctors that were on the show last night, that gives you research tools to do it for yourself. You have to do the research yourself. You cannot trust what's happening on the media right now. You can't trust Coach Darcy and I without going and doing the research for yourself. Go to that top video that I posted, and I will post it right here. It's entitled follow the money. Harvard obesity doctor was paid 70 grand in bribes by Ozempic. In this video, he teaches you how to go find the history of these doctors. It is the law that they have to disclose where they're getting their money from. Go find it for yourself. Don't take our word for it. Do not take our word for it. And then also, as these laws require them to update, go look at the most recent. What you have seen in the links that we've posted are 2018. We're not even talking about the explosion this week. Right. Go do the research for yourself.
I have a question as you're saying this, and this is what you should be doing as well, asking these questions. And my question is, what did these doctors make before? Mm-hmm. And then what did they make after they were sold out?
And what did they believe before?
What did they believe?
Suddenly, when the money was available, they changed what they believe.
Yes.
As sad as it is to say, I am just waiting for Dr. Now. I hope he doesn't. No. I hope that precious man does not compromise his values. But what did they believe before versus what they believe now after suddenly money came up? And if you want, I don't have it here, Metabolical, the book Metabolical Chapter 3 in particular. Yes. If you don't even have to look at the weight loss. Look at the American Diabetes Association and the money that they have taken. Yeah. Look at those things. It's not just weight loss.
Yeah.
That'll preach right there. Go get it for yourself. Metabolical, Dr. Robert Lustig, Chapter 3.
Yep. And Chapter 4 is great too.
I'm still on Chapter 3. So Darcy and I, we are committed to learning more and more for our clients. And so we read books together, and
we have a book club. We have a book club now.
Have a book club. If you want to be a part of it, Chapter 3 of Metabolical, you're not behind because I am still in that chapter. Yes, so Coach Darcy, I just think she's really good and can be really fast.
I just can't. I can't.
I have to process it. Like, I have to process all of this stuff because I'm like, seriously, I didn't just read this.
Yes. I need to reread Chapter 3. Let's be honest.
Okay. All right. We'll do it.
We'll do it
together. It's 11:59. We are so glad that you joined us today. We will be posting this on replay every Thursday on any podcast software that you follow. Please follow us there. Please do that. We just released a new podcast this morning. Again, Apple is slow. They are the slowest podcast operators that I've ever seen. So you will see that probably tonight. So we love you guys. We want you to know the truth. We want you to be informed. Go do your research.
Ask questions.
What is that? Thomas Jefferson. Question even the existence of God. He said that. That was powerful. Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. We will see you next Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Bye.